All right, there we go. Okay, so one of the things that you have in a DUI case is something called the horizontal gaze nystagmus test. Now, very frequently when you get pulled over for suspicion of DUI, the DUI officer will come out there and he will say, "I want to check your eyes." That's what they tell you. They want to check your eyes. They don't tell you we're getting ready to perform a sophisticated scientific test which is going to measure the movements of your eyeball when it follows something, because that means something neurologically. This is a very sophisticated test. It's going to measure something that's going on in your brain by what your eyeball is doing. They don't tell you that's what they're doing. They say, "We just want to check your eyes." So it kind of gives you the idea that, maybe he wants to see if I can see straight. He takes this light, takes a flashlight, and he'll move it in front of your eye. He says, "Now follow this without moving your head. Follow the light without moving your head." So you're not supposed to turn your head. You're supposed to just follow it with your eyes. See? Follow with your eyes, like this. Not moving with your head. So that's the instruction. It's dark, usually. DUIs happen late at night. It's dark. There's cars going by. The police officer has had a course. In order to do this, he has to have had a course. I think it might be a couple of weeks long. The police officer is not going to be trained as a medical technician or a neurological technician to do this, but we have expert witnesses who will say that in order to do this test correctly and make the examination properly, he should be trained much more than he has been in order to get this right. Because what they're going to do is measure the amount of shakiness, or for lack of a better term, in your eyeball. That's what they're going to measure. Do they have a measuring stick? No. Do they have some way of taking the video of that? Well, the test is done on a video, but the video doesn't show you what's going on in the eyeball. It's going to be the police officer who says, "Yep, he had more shaking of eyeball than he should have," and what that means is his brain was affected by alcohol. And not only that, but he will say to the jury, "This is the most accurate, the best test we have." The best test we have is something that he shouldn't even be doing. He's not trained properly. He's not trained to the extent that he needs to be trained to understand what he's looking at. He doesn't have a way of measuring it the way they would in a laboratory setting. He's doing it in the dark on the side of the road. He shouldn't be doing this test. Okay? And yet the HGN test is one of the ways that they will tell the juries that this is the most accurate way of measuring how much alcohol you've had, and it is our position that he shouldn't even be doing it for lots of different reasons. So when you have this kind of evidence against you, you need to be able to attack it. You need to be able to attack all of those things. You need to be able to say to the police officer on the witness stand, "Did you tell the person what exactly you were looking for here? How come you just said, 'I want to check your eyes'?" And the police officer, if he's honest, he'll say, "I don't have to tell him that. I don't have to tell him what I'm actually doing. All I have to do is tell him, 'I'm going to check your eyes.'" And it's true that's all he has to say, but it's not fair to tell people one thing when you're doing something totally different. And so your lawyer should know those things, should know how to attack those things, because it's fair to you to get the jury to understand what has really happened out there, rather than just have a police officer come in and say, "I told him I was going to check his eyes. That's good enough."